I'd like to sit up there and say something that I've never said about an NFL team before. I mean, Atlanta Falcons might be the dumbest team that I've witnessed in the modern.
You know, I said yesterday I really wanted to play that today, but didn't really screw up the pick. But anyway, it is Dylan and Ross, Say Sports. Hello, and welcome back. I am your host, as always, Dylan Sanders. You can find me on Twitter at Dilly Sanders. And joining me today is my co-host, as always, Ross Jackson. You can go on Twitter on Ross Jackson. Ross, I'm all out of whack today. See, like it's already starting off weird. I'm thrown off because I'm on the right, you're on the left.
I know.
I put your name first. I put your name first as a joke to curse this show, but I'm really actually thrown off.
It's different, right?
Yeah, Ross.
There we go. All right.
Okay, I'm already better. I
already feel better. Like I was getting sick to my stomach a little bit. I was a little uneasy, Feeling a little bit better now.
That was actually the Atlanta food you've been eating. Wait, what is this Shy Tuttle tweet?
I know, isn't that great? It's really interesting to be in a city that doesn't have a specific food.
They got lemon pepper wings.
I mean,
that's the specific Atlanta food, Ross.
That's not really. You can get that anywhere. You know what I mean? I get that anywhere. But yeah, no. But hey, we're here, and we're recapping the first round of the NFL draft today, and we're gonna take a look ahead to the second and third rounds, which are this evening. Lots of surprises, lots of good stuff. I kind of feel like I already know the answer here in terms of what your favorite thing from Twitter is, because it's probably the same thing as mine, but I'll ask, what's your favorite thing from Twitter today?
We actually don't have the same one, Ross, and mine is being sent right now. It's not even sports related. I just saw this video and really liked it.
Nice.
And it's being sent right now. You know how Twitter is with videos; they take forever to send. But I will say right now, just off the top of the show, Ross, tonight, an hour after we go off air here, the round 2 starts. But I'm also going to be on the Good People Association YouTube channel. I'm playing Josh Pretty tonight. A fun game show where there are no right or wrong answers, only correct ones. And so I'm gonna be doing that tonight against T-Bob A-Bear of ESPN Radio, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's definitely A-Bear. All right, Ross. All right, so I have this video. And I think it's gonna put a smile on both of our faces. It's a great video, and I just want to start off with a wholesome vibe today, Ross.
Okay,
you ready?
I'm ready.
You see it?
Yep.
Don't unbuckle this, Uzi.
Welcome back to another fatherhood breakdown. Check this out. Baby Houdini's about to pull off the escape of a lifetime. Dad's talking that I ain't playing, but baby want all the smoke. Big sister's trying to cover for the man, but he's giving off boss baby vibes. Pay attention to the side eye. This is very Stewie Griffin type energy. He don't care nothing about your feelings. Soon as dad closed the door, he looks left, looks right, picks the lock, and then Hulk Hogan's his way out the seatbelt. He has proved to me that nothing is baby proof unless it's bulletproof. And then he popped his head out like he missed his bus stop.
You gotta look at this.
And then everybody starts snitching. Big sister, big brother, other big brother, which sends baby into an actual praise dance. Not like a regular praise dance, but a crump praise dance. Then mom comes back in and she gives him the mom look that only a mom can give, right? Baby don't care, smacks mom in the face.
We have to keep the seatbelt on, okay? Okay, so don't.
All right.
Yay. I love it. Snitches.
Man.
They're all snitches.
They're all snitches.
Oh man, I love it.
How you doing today, Ross?
I'm good, man. I'm tired, but I'm good. It's weird being out here on the East Coast. My day's already almost over. It's already 5:00.
Well, no, Ross, it's actually only 4:00.
Stop it. It's weird. I don't know how Brandon does this. I don't know how Brandon does all this getting late so early stuff.
See, look, Eastern time sucks. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Eastern time's terrible. Central's good. Mountain's
Central's
best.
the best.
Sports.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You were correct, Ross. Central is the best.
Central's good. Mountain's best for sports.
You see, because sometimes you know, on the West Coast Pacific time, Ross, things will be getting started in the Eastern time, like at nighttime, while you're still in the middle of your day. At Central,
right.
Everything that's starting at the latest things will start a little, later on the West Coast. You'll get a late start time, but it's not miserable.
Right.
On the East Coast, West Coast start times are miserable.
Bad.
Um,
Mountain time though. Mountain time's great.
we got a hello from Brightmore. Hello,
Thanks, Brett.
hello.
What's going on? Hi.
Howdy, how you doing? All right, Ross. You know what? Let's just get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's get into it. Performance of the day, Ross. Which team? We'll do this. We'll give a performance of the day. Which team is getting your performance of the day?
Which team?
Yeah, is getting your performance of the day, Ross.
Which team?
Which team's getting your performance of the day?
It's the Chicago Bears.
That's
easy.
yes, the
That's
easy one. The
That's
best
easy.
pick of the draft.
Best pick of the draft. Went from 20 to 10 without mortgaging their future for their franchise quarterback. They gave up one additional first round pick. That's it. San Francisco. Yeah. In a second. San Francisco gave up 3 first round picks to get a quarterback that might pan out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. They're all quarterbacks that might pan out, right? Trevor Lawrence is a quarterback that might pan out. They're all quarterbacks that might pan out. That's what it's like to be in the draft. But this was a good move by Chicago.
I agree. All right, let's see. What about Ross? My performance of the day is going to go to the Las Vegas Raiders. Because, like we mentioned, it doesn't have to be a good performance to be a performance of the day.
Just has to be a notable one.
But for me, it is the best performance of the day, just because it was it was the most entertaining pick of the first round. I would say.
I would agree with that.
My honorable mention for performance of the day is the San Francisco 49ers for not screwing it up completely.
Not screwing it up completely. Yeah, screwed it up a little bit, but not entirely.
Yeah. Also happy for Trey Lance. Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is going to be a lot of fun in that offense. And like we've talked about before here on the show, like whoever ended up in San Francisco was going to end up in a really good position.
Mm-hmm.
Like whichever quarterback it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I am pretty excited for him.
And another winner of the draft, Ross. One of the winners of the draft so far. I will say, Ross, something that you will like. You will like this situation. I don't know if you've thought about it yet, but it's something that we've both been begging to have happen. Winner of the draft is Allen Robinson.
Oh yeah.
He finally has a quarterback to throw to him.
He's got the best quarterback he's had in his career, and he hasn't even stepped on the field with him yet.
He's probably not. I don't even know. Is he even in Chicago yet?
I think he did. He had some drip earlier.
Justin Fields is the swaggiest person at all times.
A dude showed up in a straight up burgundy suit that I now want immediately.
I will say the swaggiest move of last night was Patrick Surtain's PS2 necklace.
Oh, easily.
Chain. That was dope.
Easily.
That was dope.
Here. Yeah.
That's some drip. That's drip. Justin is the swaggiest of all time. All right. So let's get to what Kyle has been saying. Kyle said the Jets screwed up more than the 49ers. And as a Packers fan, I'm so mad at the Panthers and the Broncos. How did Fields fall that far?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. As a Saints fan, thank you, Panthers. I'm so happy. All I really wanted, I had given up hope that Justin was going to be a Saint. I just didn't want him to end in the NFC South at all.
Yeah, I think I like that, but I hate that JC Horn is in the division now.
That is, I can get over.
All right.
I can get over that.
Good for you.
I can get over that. JC Horn will not be as impactful as Justin Fields, who is their other option there.
True.
Yeah. I mean, I will say shout out to Carolina. All right, do you want to go pick by pick, or do you want to keep talking about like all over the place?
I think we should probably start because we wanted to go pick by pick. I think we should probably start doing that. And part of the reason being that I do want to talk about what the Jets did. So we could do this. We can go. We might as well. I mean, look, Jacksonville did what they were supposed to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they drafted Trevor Lawrence.
There's
there's
nothing to say about Trevor
draft.
Lawrence.
They drafted Travis Etienne.
Nope. The Jaguars. Yes, they did. Yes, the Jaguars did. I think you're saying the Jets. My bad.
No, Jags. And then they turned around and drafted the running back from Clemson as well, Travis Etienne. I was not a fan of the running back pick.
Mm-hmm.
at all. I would have rather them go defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. And then so let's see. Yes, but the way the board fell, Ross, I guess they were like, hey, I like the defensive. We don't have a defensive standout here available at 25 that we don't think that we will be able to get one of these guys in this group of guys that we like. There's no standout here to us. We'll be able to get one of these guys at the top of the second. Let's go get this offensive guy we really, really value alongside Trevor Lawrence.
I suppose, but I would have been more inclined to believe that the running back would be there at the top of the second round, or that a similar running back that could fill a similar role, being that the running back position is so replaceable, would have been available at the top of the second round.
I'm just trying to think of what was going through their heads.
No,
I
definitely.
hate the pick because you already have James Robinson.
That's my thing. Is like you've got the guy, and then now you've drafted someone that's not going to be a 3-down back for you more than likely, and Travis Etienne. And then you're still going to be rotating him with James Robinson. James Robinson had a fantastic undrafted rookie season. Like, you're in a good position. Now, the only thing that they did that I understand is that, like, you can't lean on James Robinson to the point where you would say, to where you would put him in a position to where he feels like that you run the risk of him getting hurt because running backs have a short shelf life. So now you have a pair of running backs, which is good. I just don't know that they needed to do it there. But of course, we can't play the game about, oh, he would have been, available at the top of round 2, because I guess maybe he wouldn't have. But in my opinion, like, if the difference between pick 25 and pick 33 is either a standout defensive player or a running back, I'm going to take the standout defensive player. But they might not have had a standout defensive player there. And Scotty Ruffner, who came up on the screen a moment ago, he loves the pick. So I'm glad that people are happy with it. I just think I personally would have gone a different direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have loved to see a Trevon Merrick or Christian Barber there, but like we said, they're still available for their pick.
They're still there. Yeah, you're right.
So the board fell. Like anyone that I really would have wanted the Jaguars to take is still there. So
smart. Yeah, that's very true. It's very true.
They could have gotten 2 of them, but
could have.
But who knows? I don't know. What do we know? I guess they really like the pick. I just don't. I don't know. I didn't value ETN as I'm not against a running back going up in the first round. I'm not against it. Like, I love the Naji Harris pick. I think that's going to change Pittsburgh a lot. I think the Naji Harris pick was a good pick. I think that is. ETN, however, I did not value as a first round running back.
Yeah.
Or I didn't value Naji Harris as a first round player, but it's like I don't hate that he went in the first round. Travis Etienne is not a running back I would have go in there. You know?
Yeah. I agree, though, that like if one of them was going to go in the first, Naji Harris is the one that makes the most sense. And as Scotty says here, Ben can't throw the ball all the time. We certainly saw that last year, where he started making some big time mistakes toward the back end of the season and in the playoffs, everything. And so, like, them getting a running back there that could be very effective in what do you call it? I forgot where I was going. But anyway, them getting Naji Harris there, it makes a lot of sense for me. So Naji Harris is the one that I could see as a first rounder. I didn't see Travis Etienne as a first rounder.
Yeah. There's a lot. Let's see. All right. Second pick, you wanted to get into the Jets. Do you want to get into where's Aaron Rodgers going? Back to Green Bay.
Yeah, probably. I don't think he's going anywhere.
I think he'll retire before they trade him.
Yeah. I don't think he actually gets traded.
All right. So let's see. Do you want to tackle both the Jets picks here, or do you want to just talk about Zach Wilson?
I mean, there's not much to talk about with Zach Wilson, I don't think, right? I mean, he's awkward as hell.
Did you see the video of him standing in between Greg Rousseau and Jamar Chase?
It's so good.
He is the most BYU player I've ever seen, more so than Taysom.
Oh man, it was so good. He was so uncomfortable.
I
He
love
was
how
so
the
uncomfortable.
personal tour was like people throwing up gang signs, but they're just
Right.
like throwing up like
Literally.
Craig Russo's literally just like thumbs
Yeah.
up next to him.
So dumb.
It was so stupid, but oh man, it was so funny. Zach Wilson, everything Zach Wilson does without a helmet on is hilarious because he looks 12. I say that as someone with a baby face. He looks legitimately 12 years old. But I will say the same thing. His entire family looks like that. They have the same genes. His dad looks at least like 20, I would
I hope
say.
so. Be weird if they didn't.
His dad, you know what I mean? Like, but his dad looks 20 as well. Like, so it's just crazy.
That's wild. Maybe his dad is 20. Maybe he's only 12. We don't know.
I'm excited to talk about family in a little bit because with one of my favorite draft moments. Let's see. Let's talk about San Francisco 49ers. We talked about it a little bit. They didn't screw up completely. They went Trey Lance. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good about Trey Lance there. I'm excited to see Trey Lance in that offense and in Kyle Shanahan's offense that has a lot of play action, a lot of rollout, a lot of good schemes with receivers, that has a lot of opportunities to create over the middle and congested middle of the field. You got George Kittle, you've got Brandon Ayuk, you've got Deebo Samuel. Like, you have these great players that are over there, and then now you put Trey Lance there. I imagine we see Trey Lance become the starting quarterback by the middle of the season, probably, but maybe Jimmy Garoppolo starts the year. We'll see what what training camp actually yields, because that might not be the case. He might start right away. Who knows?
I'll say the one report out of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Just, we don't see this a lot. It's good to see. It's like, obviously you don't want to be jerks to someone you're teammates with, but
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo immediately asked for Trey Lance's phone number and wanted to get in touch with him and talk to him about like welcoming him to the team and stuff like that. That's what you want out of your other people on your team. Like you look at Ben saying flat out, I won't even talk to another quarterback on this team. You know?
Yeah. That was when Mason Rudolph got drafted, and now Mason Rudolph just got a contract extension with the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes to show you. No, but you're right. Like, that's exactly what you want to see. And I'm excited for Trey Lance. I think it's a great system for him to be selected to. The pick should have been Justin Fields, but as you mentioned, they didn't screw it up entirely. They still went with Trey Lance there, and I just think Trey Lance needs some time to adjust to the NFL game, and so it puts them in a good position with Jimmy Garoppolo still being there for now. But I could see Jimmy Garoppolo being traded at the trade deadline to a team that maybe has a quarterback injury and still needs to get to, and still thinks they can get to the playoffs. Then you might be able to move Jimmy Garoppolo at that time.
All right. Atlanta Falcons, Kyle Pitts.
Chalk. I mean, such an easy selection for them to make. The only other option would have been trading back, but, Terry Fontenot is not going to trade back. This is his first year as a general manager. Opportunity to make a splash within the top 5, and he did it. He brings in the best offensive player at his position probably in this draft. Like, I would say that Kyle Pitts is a better tight end than Trevor Lawrence is a quarterback. You know what I mean? And so it's like Penei Sewell maybe is better. And so you're looking at maybe the second or third best player in this draft, second or third best offensive player, and probably overall player in this draft, and the Falcons are able to land him. He injects something into their offense. I'm just interested to see how they utilize him. Like, do they end up using him more as a split end, or do they end up utilizing him as, a tight end, right?
I will say, Ross, did you see Cam Jordan talking about Kyle Pitts?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you didn't see this?
Mm-mm.
While you finish talking about that, I have to get, because of course Cam Jordan are going to be going up against Kyle Pitts twice a year.
Yep.
And and Cam Jordan was on some draft show talking about the pick as it was happening.
I love it. Kyle says that the Falcons should have taken Fields. I'm sticking with every team that didn't take Fields messed up. And I pretty much agree with that. I don't blame the Lions because they're kind of shoehorned into Jared Goff at this point, contract wise, for the next 2 years. He might as well just suffer through that, grin and bear it. But most of the other teams should have taken Fields.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And I was just gonna say, like, anybody between anybody between pick 1 to pick 10 should have taken Justin Fields.
Right.
So
Yeah.
pretty much. Man, I really wish I really hope we can find this Cam Jordan sound. It was really good.
No worries. I will say that like the reason why I'm interested in exactly where they play Kyle Pitts is because we know that tight end takes some time to transition, right? Like it takes some time to transition as a college tight end coming into the NFL.
Well,
And so
we continue. Sorry, I was just
so if they end up putting him into a more formal tight end position or tight end type of scheme utilization, let me say it that way, it might take him some time. But if he goes directly to being a split end and he's lining up in the slot, they're using him out wide and all these other things, which could cause some congestion with the amount of pass catchers that they do have, then that could end up getting them. He could end up having an immediate impact that way. And of course, with all the Julio Jones trade rumors that had come up, we'll see what happens there too. I don't know if they move him, but seems like you can just restructure him and keep him.
Also, Kyle Pitts, number 8. What you think?
Kyle Pitts, if Kyle Pitts would have gone number 8?
No, he picked number 8. Number 8 is his
number 8.
Number 8 is his jersey number.
Good.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Here's Cam Jordan talking about Kyle Pitts.
Apparently, one of their divisional rivals wants to chime in. Cam Jordan, your thoughts on Kyle Pitts at 4?
I mean, come on. You know Atlanta's on the clock. I'm over there looking like, yeah, who's going to be lining up against you? I love it. He's a little light in the ass to be a tight end, but when you think about, what he's doing as a receiver type, I mean, he's doing everything. I mean, you think about, maybe the only tight end we saw this last season that sort of comparable was Darren Waller. In my mind, I sort of treat him like Jimmy Graham, like one of those tall guys can go up and get it, which is going to pose a problem for most teams. I mean, luckily we got Demario Davis, and I think that says enough. But when you think about, that pick, Terry's out there, making bold moves. I can't do nothing but be excited for the matchup that we will have to come, as long as he's detached from the line and not attached to the line, because then I have to detach him from his body.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that's outstanding.
I love his frustration. He's a little light in the ass to be a tight end. I mean, Kyle Pitts is bigger than you'd think. Like, look, he's 6'5", 260. So I mean, right. the dude's still just a specimen.
Right.
That is
hysterical.
I love that. I love that from Cam Jordan. All right, Jamar Chase. What do you think of Jamar Chase?
Well, now with hindsight,
the way the board fell.
I'm not too mad at it. Like they took a big risk. They took a big risk going with, not going with the offensive line here, but they may be able to circle back around at the top of the second round and land either Tevin Jenkins or potentially land a guy like Samuel Cosme, Jalen Mayfield, who fell out of the first round or, he has been falling out of the first round. Like there's really good tackles still left that they could go to here. Dylan Radins, like there's really, really good options for them. Mm-hmm. There's really, really good options for them. And so I'm down with the pick now, but I was a little bit concerned about it when it happened. I'll say it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also before we move on, because we want to get to the picks that weren't as obvious or haven't been talked about as much before the draft, but Jamar Chase, number 1. Pick number 1.
Yes, I saw that. I'm glad that he's doing that.
All right, number 6. One of the less.
Yeah, no, it was funny. I enjoyed that a lot. Sorry, I was reading Kyle's.
Miami Dolphins. One of the biggest. One of the first big toss-ups. Like, what are they going to do?
Right.
They went with Jalen Waddle over Devonta Smith. What do you think?
I love that. I love that pick.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm glad that they did that. Look, I know Devonta Smith is the Heisman Trophy winner, and I'm not going to say Devonta Smith is not a good wide receiver because that would be ridiculous. But Jalen Waddle to me was the better receiver between the two, and so I really, really like that they get him. You hand him over to Tua Tagovailoa. He gets an opportunity now to work with somebody that's from a similar system that he's comfortable with, all of that. And it just simply puts them in a position to where they get a quick evaluation of whether or not Tua is going to pan out in the NFL. And if he's not, then they can make a quick move and then do what they need to do to move on at quarterback, because he's not going to have any excuses. Like if he doesn't pan out, it's not the Daniel Jones thing to where they're giving him all of his weapons in his third, fourth season. They're going to be giving him all of his weapons immediately and getting an idea of whether or not he's going to pan out in the NFL. So it puts Tua in a good situation to be able to succeed, but also puts a team in a good situation to where they find out, they get their evaluation done quickly on the young quarterback, and they have enough talent around now over in the offensive side that if they decide not to move forward with Tua, that there's weapons there for another quarterback.
Mm-hmm. All right. Penei Sewell, Detroit Lions, home run pick.
Oh, home run. Absolute home run. Yeah.
Absolute home run. Easiest choice ever, I think.
Yeah.
Having Penei Sewell drop to you, man. I think you throw. Okay. Here, I'll ask this about the Lions. Because again, Penei Sewell is someone we talked about relentlessly. Do you throw him at left, move Taylor Decker to right, or start Penei at right, keep Taylor Decker at left, and because Taylor Decker is getting a little older, and then you switch Penei Sewell over?
I think you see how it plays out at camp, but I think I don't have a problem with either one. I don't have a problem with either one, because it's not like you're paying Taylor Decker like huge left tackle money or anything like that. Like, so if you want to move in the right tackle, you can without worrying about what the investment was for him. Not to say that he's not getting paid, but you know what I mean? Like, he's fine. And so I can see him going
4 years, $60 million.
Yeah. So like, I'm not too worried about
Taylor
that.
Decker.
Yeah. So I'm not too worried about that. And so I'm okay with however it pans out in camp, honestly. Like, just get the look and make the choice based upon what you see on the field.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and they restructured Taylor Decker, so he's making $1 million this year.
Yeah.
I mean, next year we'll be making 15, but you know, there's always an out. Always an out. So yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Me neither.
All right, then we got, what was the next one?
We'll get to the top 10, and then we'll go to our break.
All right, JC Horn.
Again, not happy that he's in the NFC South, but also kind of happy he's in the NFC South. We do get to see him and Michael Thomas go at it twice a year. We get to see him and Julio Jones go at it twice a year. Him and Mike Evans, / Chris Godwin going at it twice a year. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun having him in the division. But I think it's a good pick. I think it was a good pick for Carolina. Although I do think they should have gone Justin Fields.
Yes, they definitely should have. But can I just say this one funny thing about this website? I'm good evening, Luke. I'll say this website I'm using to read off like the draft picks and stuff like that, just so, just for a visual cue. It's graded JC Horn as a B-, and saying with the sure thing Patrick Surtain still on the board, they have to look elsewhere, and then graded the Patrick Surtain pick a B. So what do you want him to do, man? What do you want him to do?
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, there's that.
I think that they went with the right choice.
I do too. Especially for this division, for the NFC South division.
Speaking of Denver Broncos, Patrick Surtain, what do you think of the pick? Grade B.
I really like it. I am a fan of what they've done on the defensive side. I like that they keep building there and that they've kept rebuilding that secondary, bringing Justin Simmons back, signing, getting Kyle Fuller, signing these corners, and then now drafting Patrick Surtain. Like, this is really great for them. They should have gone Justin Fields, but this is, they're in a good position here. Now, I know that they also just traded for Teddy Bridgewater, so I understand that, but Justin Fields was still on the board. But hey, if Patrick Surtain is going to be the guy that they walk away with, then I'm comfortable with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then lastly, before we go to our break, real quick, pick 10, trade up from the Eagles, a future first. Nope, this was not that one. This was just 1 and a 3 to move up.
Mm-hmm.
They're 1 and a 3 to move up 2 spots. To draft Devonta Smith over the New York Giants.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. And clearly New York was interested at a wide receiver and probably would have taken Devonta Smith.
Well, yeah, the report is that they were eyeing Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
So really, if this trade never happens, Justin Fields is not a Bear.
Right. Exactly. So this is really interesting too, because you had the Eagles trading with division rival Dallas, still getting a fair price because Dallas was okay to move back after both J.C. Horn and Patrick Surtain were off the board. So they pick up an extra third-round pick. The Eagles make a move for a fair price, even though they're trading with a division rival, to leap another division rival and stick it to them. And I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
I love it a lot.
It was really like that. This is like the Dwayne Wade, LeBron James alley-oop pick, but the opponent is now the New York Giants. But if you ask our resident New York Giants fan, Brendan Olsen, it worked out very well because he's very, very happy about that Kadarius Toney pick.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to break real quick, then we'll come back.
Boom. We'll continue through. We'll get through the rest of the picks here pretty quickly because we'll have half an hour to go through 22 picks. So we'll roll through. But we'll be back here just about Dylan Ross Save Sports, Full Press coverage, Full Press Radio Network.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meanwhile.
All right. Latest ESPN mock draft, Ross has the Saints leaving round 2 with Ife Melifonwu.
I would love that. I'm a big fan.
I love that. I love that so much.
Big fan. Fletcher Mackel would be very happy as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fletcher, actually, we did a draft on WDSU.
Oh, Fletcher, a fan of Ife? Could have fooled me.
Fletcher actually had the Saints taking Ife in the first round.
Big fan.
Fletcher. Like a surprise.
Fletcher did also have them taking Peyton Turner in the third round in one of their picks. So, he at least had that. They have Joke going to the Eagles.
The Eagles? That would be a perfect place for him. That's a perfect landing spot for him.
It is. And they have poor Dylan Radens going to Las Vegas.
Las Vegas already drafted? No, just kidding.
The least Tennessee Titans wide receiver of all time, Tutu Atwell, going in the second round.
Oh.
I just don't see that fit.
No.
But they also have Rondale Moore going to the Chiefs. So please, no.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
Actually, I want Rondale to succeed. So yeah, screw it. Go Rondale. That'd be so much fun. Kansas City gets another explosive receiver after Sammy Watkins signed with Baltimore. Is Sammy Watkins someone you're trying to just replace and upgrade? Where do you see Nick Foles landing next? Also, how long until Mac Jones is the starter at the Patriots? Mac Jones started day one.
Yeah, I think so too.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
He's perfect for that system.
I think it worked out perfectly for Mac Jones, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
he has no stress. No, he doesn't have to have the stress of being the third overall pick and having been traded up for.
Right.
And he just gets to go Bill Belichick the offense.
Yep. So. And he has the buffer to where he's not taking over for Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a really good situation for him.
Yeah. Do you think he's day one starter?
Where does Nick Foles go?
Where's Nick Foles go? I don't know. Back to the bench somewhere else. Doesn't matter. Does it matter? I don't know. Who would want him? Denver?
No. Miami, maybe? Veteran backup for Tua?
Mm-hmm. Or third down quarterback for Tua, Gotta have that clutch guy come in. Like the relief pitch. He's Tua's relief pitcher. Closer. Oh man. Seeing if there's any surprising picks in this second round that we can talk about. Javon Holland going to the Rams.
That's nice.
I'd be a good replacement for John Johnson.
Yeah, it would be. All right,
come back.
All right, everybody, we are back. Dylan and Ross Save Sports, Full Press coverage, Full Press Radio Network. Bottom half hour here, flying through the rest of our reactions for the first round. Dylan, you want to take it away? Pick 11?
Pick 11, Justin Fields. We talked about it a lot already today. Boom.
Thummies uppies.
Thumbs up. He's best pick of the draft. Best pick of day one. Easy, I think. Easy. I love that. With Darnell Mooney and even Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
I think this benefits Cole Kmet a lot. This benefits the running backs there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great pick. Also, want to give a shout out to Kels, the sports guy on Twitter. Very happy for you, my guy.
Yeah, it's great.
I think
the Bears had one of the two best days from the draft.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we'll get to the second best one here in a little bit.
I hope it's not the one that is the next pick, because I was going to say Dallas Cowboys, Michael Parsons. I hate this pick. I hated it. I hated it.
It was a rough day for Dallas Cowboys fans.
Listen, I don't, I've been bullish on Michael Parsons, but I especially hate this fit. I don't like this fit, and this screams Leighton Vander Esch. So they don't have this. It seems like the same story that's been playing over for them.
This is Leighton Vander Esch. This is X. This is Y. This is Z. Yeah, it's a rinse and repeat situation for them again.
And I hated this pick, which that makes me love this pick because I don't like the Cowboys. But I'll be honest, if they pick someone I like, I just didn't like this pick at all. I don't think this is where Michael Parsons should have wanted to go. I don't think this is where they should have gone. They need to stop drafting these kind of linebackers early because it's just not going to work out for them.
Right.
And 13, and I'll say this about Michael Parsons: they're going to want him to play coverage linebacker a lot. I feel like because they need that. And Michael Parsons is one of those guys that you think is going to be good in coverage. So people are just like, yeah, he's good in coverage because he's fast. Michael Parsons is not good in coverage. He was an edge rusher for his entire life until 2 years ago. So,
yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Rashawn Slater at 13. Love this pick.
Yeah, that was easy. It's an easy one.
Insert top offensive lineman. That would have been a good pick.
Yeah.
14 New York Jets, Elijah Vera Tucker. Are you one of those guys that you were not high on Elijah Vera Tucker, right?
Not super high on Elijah Vera Tucker because he feels like, versatility for him in Los Angeles would have made sense. But in New York, I'm not a big fan of the pick.
Mm-hmm.
Now they can circle right back around here and pick up a wide receiver and do the other stuff. So they'll probably be fine, but I wasn't super high on this selection.
Whether it be right tackle or left guard, both places, I think he can play very, very well at the next level. They got a big upgrade to their offensive line, which they needed. So Mekhi Becton and Elijah Vera Tucker, two young studs to lock down that offensive line for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, build through the trenches for sure. It's just it's not a sexy pick, but it's probably the smart pick.
Mm-hmm. 15, speaking of smart pick, but not sexy, Mac Jones, quarterback, Alabama.
Yeah. We talked about that a bit. The fit's perfect there.
Yeah.
And New England didn't have to do anything to get him.
Yeah. Talk about a pick I should have seen coming, but didn't. Xavier Collins to the Arizona Cardinals. It fits. Like they like those guys that can play multiple positions. Hassan Reddick, Isaiah Simmons, now Xavier Collins.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Xavier Collins to the Cardinals was something that started kind of like humming about probably on Tuesday and everything. Mm-hmm. And then they finally, we finally get there, and that's exactly what they go for. The phone call to Xavier Collins, the reaction to him being drafted is awesome. Over on, I think it's on the Cardinals Twitter account, if I remember correctly. Steve Keim calls, and then he talks to Cliff Kingsbury, and then he talks to the owner. It's a great call. I'll be curious to see what he does. He put on that extra weight to raise his which I thought was there to raise his value as an edge rusher. Now, because of the fact that he's with the Cardinals, he can drop that weight, get back to his play weight on the field in Tulsa, 255, 260, and then he can be that off-ball coverage guy that can rush the passer as opposed to focusing on being an edge rusher.
All right. Alex Leatherwood, pick 17. Worst pick of the night.
Yeah, this was a big surprise to me. I did not see this coming.
Woof. Apparently their offensive line coach, this is his favorite player in the entire draft. So it's really nice to see Mike Mayock and John Gruden letting the offensive line coach make drafting decisions.
Yeah, not enough there, guys.
Nope. Come on. There are so many other players that are way, way better than Alex Leatherwood. You could put at anywhere you play him on that line.
Right.
Sneaky great pick. I love this pick. Pick 18 Miami Dolphins. Jalen Phillips, edge out of Miami.
The Dolphins had the second best draft of the night. They had the second best day one to me, making the right decision both times. They went up to bat twice. They were 2 for 2. They were great. Getting Jalen Waddle, making the right decision at wide receiver, coming back around, not being tempted to go running back here in the top 20, where a lot of folks had them going, and then walking away with Jalen Phillips, who to a lot of people is a top 10 talent. That's a really great day for them. I thought they had a phenomenal day. The only reason why I'm not saying that they had the best day is because of Justin Fields to the Chargers. Excuse me, to the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's a good one. What was I gonna say? Okay, and then we got Jamin Davis, pick 19. I was shocked there's Jamin Davis over Joke here. Maybe I shouldn't have been.
Maybe. What was the team again at 19?
Washington.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I thought it was going to be Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah was going to be the second linebacker off the board behind Micah Parsons. At this point, he is still available in the draft, and I'm sure he'll go in the upper half of the second round at some point. But yeah, did not expect Jamin Davis to be coming off the board in the top 20.
Let's see. Pick 20 was the trade. The Giants select Kadarius Toney.
It's too good. It's too good. I love this selection for them. I love Kadarius Toney getting there. Daniel Jones has no more excuses. They're going to learn everything they need to learn about him this year. And if it doesn't pan out, then they've got great weapons to attract a quarterback in the offseason next season or potentially draft again.
Yeah, Darius Slayton, you got Kadarius Toney, you got Saquon Barkley, you got Evan Ingram. And it really just makes me sad that Daniel Jones is their quarterback.
Yeah, and you got Kenny Galladay there now too.
Oh yeah, and Kenny Galladay. If the player that Daniel Jones could be is going to excel with this offense. This offense, if he reaches, this offense is going to be incredible.
Yeah,
just the versatility,
right?
Because he brings the mobility. He brings the if he works out. Which I hope he does, I want every player to work out in the NFL. Yeah. It's just I want Alex Leatherwood to work out, but it's just some people are more likely than others. Pick 21, Kwity Paye, edge, Michigan to the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kwity Paye was somebody I could have seen going in the low teens or high teens, I guess I should say, right? Like 15 or later. I would even say 14 or later. I'm not super high on him, but I know he's one of the top edge prospects. And so getting him at 21, not too bad for a Colts team that needs pass rush. I'm not mad at it. And this started a whole slew of pass rushers here. Or this got ahead of a whole slew of pass rushers toward the end of the round.
Tennessee Titans, they did it. That's what we thought they were going to do. Caleb Farley, cornerback. V-Tech, great pick.
Yeah, great pick. Apparently the medical's not too much of a concern. I mean, he dropped out of the early portions of the round, but it really only came down to really the Cardinals being the team that might have taken him with their corner, but they like Xavier Collins more, and I understand that. But you get to 21, you knew that this was going to be a cornerback needy team, and they get Caleb Farley. Now it's just about whether or not he can stay healthy and maintain durability.
Can I say, speaking of medicals and issues, the reports are that Landon Dickerson can be dropping into mid to late day 3.
Whoa.
Yeah.
With the Achilles, the car wheels didn't help.
I guess not. That's what the report. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he went today. He's extremely talented, but the reports are that the red flags could drop him into day 3, and that just could be one team saying like, we're not touching him until day 3.
Right.
But there's the reports that are out right now that some teams have him as like a mid to late day 3 guy, just because the medicals are that bad for him. And those are the guys that are incredibly talented, but like the medicals, those guys are the ones that drop.
Yeah.
Teams don't mess around with that stuff a lot. Let's shoot the Titans. 23, love this pick. Vikings trade back and get a guy who would have been a great pick at their original pick, Christian Darrisaw, tackle, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is a great selection for them.
I love the fit. Happy for Darrisaw. I was talking to Luke Braun about made sure to let Luke Braun know Christian Darrisaw loves his magnet school's chicken tenders.
And is really good at cut long.
Really good. I'm just gonna flex real quick, Ross. A first round NFL player has now wished me a happy birthday. I'm just gonna
That's dope.
Just gonna say that's my flex. That's my flex.
That's dope. There you go.
24 Pittsburgh Steelers, another pick we had chalked in.
Yep.
Naji Harris.
Yeah. This was the only
pick for them.
Yeah, I do too. This was the only first round running back for me. He goes to a system that makes sense, goes to a system that's going to know how to utilize him. He'll fit right in. He saves the Steelers a lot of trouble with Ben Roethlisberger having to throw all the time. This is a great pick for them.
And now immediately right after that, the Jacksonville Jaguars take another running back, Travis Etienne. We've already talked about this one.
Yeah.
Boo. We didn't like this one.
Yeah.
Talking about another great pick. Cleveland Browns, Greg Newsome II, cornerback, Northwestern, grade A.
Yeah. This one was an easy one. We figured that they were going corner with Caleb Farley getting backed all the way up to 21. It meant that Greg Newsome became available for the Cleveland Browns there. Makes a lot of sense. I would have seen them going with Eric Stokes had Newsome already been drafted, had it gone 16, 21, and then to them at corners. But since 16 went Zaven Collins, it just opened up a lane for Greg Newsome there. He'll be an immediate starter next season.
Yeah. Immediately, yeah. Denzel Ward. You could have a worse three cornerback room than Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, and Greedy Williams.
Yeah, for real.
27, Rashad Bateman. They did it. Great pick.
Great pick. I hope that they throw the ball, and that he didn't just go to this run heavy system that's not going to utilize him, but his talents are so up there that it's going to be hard not to want to utilize him. You know what I mean? So I think he'll be a good compliment to Hollywood Brown too.
And now you got a good group of. Now you got Hollywood Brown. You got Sammy Watkins, and Rashad Bateman, and good old Willie Snead.
Good old Willie Snead, baby.
Shout out to Rashad Bateman. I'm happy with that one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Now, one we've looked into a lot, Ross.
Yeah.
New Orleans Saints, the most Saints pick of all time. Peyton Turner, edge, Houston. How do you feel about it? Almost around 20 hours removed from the pick.
Yeah. Look, I always expect the Saints to do something unexpected, to zig when everyone expects them to zag, or to zag when everybody expects them to zig. It's a surprising pick, but I'm not surprised by it. The Saints love traits. The Saints love intangibles. He brings both of them. He's long. He's explosive. He's got a very high motor, high character, high IQ, 84-inch wingspan, incredibly long reach, good pass rusher moves. He's a little bit more developed than the edge rusher they took a couple of years ago in the draft, Marcus Davenport coming in. So I'm fine with the selection. I think that it's probably the public perception is probably that it's going to be one of the three worst moves of the draft for now, but then we'll see how he pans out over time. I don't think it's one of the three worst moves, but I will say that it was unexpected. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was still on the board. You still had a couple of those corners on the board, like Tyson Campbell. Eric Stokes was still there at that time. So there were a lot of different routes they could have gone in terms of positional need, but they just they fell to their board and they said, hey, this is our highest ranked player here. Let's go ahead and grab him. That's what the Saints do.
Mm-hmm. Green Bay Packers. We talked about them going potentially a defensive back, and they did it. And they went with Eric Stokes, cornerback, Georgia.
Yeah, you get elite speed, good mentals. I mean, he does a lot of things well. Do you feel like they should have gone with a weapon for Aaron Rodgers here? Should they have gone with Terrace Marshall?
No, I don't even no, because that's just not the Green Bay Packers move. They were never going to do it anyway. So I don't know. They're going to pick a fullback next round.
Right.
Ben Mason. And
right. No, it's a crazy thing, right? Like you get this news that Aaron Rodgers is disgruntled and doesn't want to be with the team anymore. And again, I don't think that the Packers will trade Aaron Rodgers. I think that's all going to work out fine. But I think a lot of people look at it and say that you had an opportunity to convince Aaron Rodgers to stay with a draft pick, and you can't draft based on that. You know what I mean? You can't draft based on making a player want to stick around or making a player happy or anything like that, even if they're your franchise quarterback. Especially if you have who you believe is going to be their eventual replacement already in the building anyway. You can't do that. So I agree with Kyle here. I think that cornerback was the better choice for them.
I would have loved Trevon Merrick here.
Eric Stokes?
Yeah, you know. All right, Buffalo Bills Ross. The Buffalo Bills Ross. Right. They go Greg Rousseau. They go Peyton Turner as well. The Green Bay Packers go. The Buffalo Bills go Greg Rousseau. Ross, he's wearing number 50. I saw that
5-0?
5-0. It's going 50. How do you feel about this one?
Is he going with 50 because that's his arm length? Because he is ridiculously long arms. Real quick, I want to agree with Kyle here. What better way to help Aaron Rodgers than ensuring that the defense doesn't get burned all the time? King has to cover a go route. Yes, I completely agree. I like the selection personally with Eric Stokes. Greg Rousseau, I think we're both a little bit lower on than most folks. But look, he has traits. He's Peyton Turner. I mean, it's the same thing as Peyton Turner. He's got traits. He's got intangibles. He's got pass rusher moves, a variety of them. It's just the production that you're missing with him in terms of consistent production, right? Long-term production and everything. But I mean, I like the selection for them enough. I mean, I think going edge rusher made a lot of sense. I was surprised to not see them go Tevin Jenkins there, but Greg Rousseau is the pick. I think I would have gone in a different direction, but hey, go Bills.
And then at pick 31, we saw another edge rusher, Odafe Owa, out of Penn State to the Ravens.
Odafe Owa. I look, he no production last year in terms of sacks, but he got a lot of pressure, had good production before that. He goes to a Ravens team that has no problem putting on pressure. So I think that it's a good environment for him, and it's an environment that puts him in a scheme that he should be able to finish plays and make plays. So I actually like this for him. I like this system for him. And I was just about seeing how well he fits into the system, but I think he will. I think he'll fit in fine.
I think so too. And then lastly, pick 32. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Joe Tryon, edge out of Washington.
It's one of the picks that we got right.
It is one of the picks we got right. I tallied. I got 8 total correct picks in the first round.
Nice.
Could be worse.
Joe Tryon, he's getting a lot of comparisons to Chandler Jones. I personally think Gregory Rousseau and Peyton Turner are probably closer Chandler Jones comps, but this is why pro comps are stupid. Because they're not all the same. There's no universalizing them. But look, I like Joe Tryon. I think Joe Tryon's going to be a good edge rusher, and it makes a lot of sense for the Bucs to go this route. JPP, you're going to need a successor there eventually. They could have gone interior defensive line, gone Christian Barmore perhaps. but I like the fact that they continue to build up their pass rush for a defense that's sticking together. I mean, they're bringing back 22 starters here in 2021. So you just add another rotational edge rusher early that could potentially be the future at the position once the players that are there move on.
Also, Ross, just want to say, for favorite draft moments, we do have a little bit more of a backstory on Jalen Waddle's quick exit.
Oh, great.
So he'd already gotten the phone call and had already congratulated all of his family that he had been picked. So whenever they called his name, he was like, all right, we've already got to celebrate. Let me just go get this. Pretty much.
Oh, okay. So they had already known.
Yes, they had already known. The Dolphins have them like after the phone call, hanging out after he hangs up the phone call, hugging his family, talking to all his family and stuff like that. They're all celebrating. But by the time we saw him on TV, they had already known, and they were just waiting for it to get called.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I figured it was something like that.
We got, and of course, Jamar Chase said that earlier that morning, Joe Burrow had texted him to pack his bags.
Nice. Nice.
So you listen. It's funny, like the difference in the top of the first round phone calls and like all that stuff, selections, celebrations, and then the bottom of the first, because those guys had no clue. But the top of the first couple seemingly have known for a long time.
Yeah,
it's funny.
That's great. I love that.
All right, Ross. Quickly before we go out, what is one thing you want to see happen?
Yeah. I was going to ask you the same question. I want to see Cincy get an offensive lineman, particularly an offensive tackle. I want to see that, and I want to see Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah go to a team that knows how to utilize him as a versatile chess piece on a defensive side.
Yeah, I was going to say you want Joke to be a Jet or a Dolphin.
Or an Eagle.
I an Eagle. Shut up. I want to see the Raiders make a not terrible pick. Or I don't know if I want to see them make a not terrible pick or another terrible pick.
I would rather see them make another terrible pick. Personally. I'm here for content.
I don't know. I don't know any Raiders fans. I want to see the Saints draft up, get someone that fits their mold in a position in need. I want to see the Packers get a weapon. I'll say this. I don't want the Bills to go running back. That's what I'll say. I don't want to see them go running back tonight.
Smart.
A lot of people think they will. I don't want them to.
Yeah.
Unless Javonte Williams falls to the bottom of the second, then go for it.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, Ross, are you excited for tonight? We're gonna have some fun.
I am. I think the Saints leave day 2 with a running back.
Ooh, I'm all for it.
That's my bold prediction.
In round 3 with one of those thirds?
Yeah.
Screw it. Okay, also, I want to see Kyle Trask gone before the Saints even have a chance to think about it.
I love that. Here's one from Kyle.
All right. I would like to see the Packers take a wide receiver in round 2, but if there is a high upside lineman available, I wouldn't be mad if they took him. Oh, Dylan Radins or something?
Yeah, like a Dylan Radins, perhaps?
Perhaps, that name that people are tired of hearing. All right, Ross, send us out for the day.
All right, y'all. We'll be back on Monday to finish recapping the NFL draft. Dylan and friends will be live. Where should folks find the live show?
On Twitter at All9 Sports, on YouTube, on Rev Deuce Wyndham, on Deuce Wyndham's YouTube. We had over 2,000 people come in and out last night. It was a fun time.
Dope.
So
I think I'm going to be swinging by tonight.
Awesome. At some point. And then tonight, also in 1 hour, guys, go head over to the Good People Association YouTube, Twitter, or my Twitter. I'll be tweeting it out. I'm going to go play some Josh Brady against T-Bob Bear. We're going to have some fun.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
It'll be awesome. All right, y'all. We will see you on Monday. Y'all get some rest. Stay safe. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the rest of the NFL draft. We'll see you Monday night, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Here, Dylan and Ross Safe Sports, Full Press Coverage, Full Press Radio Network.